We're on the outskirts of Sunfall. In the last episode, we took down their focus network. We also ran into Hades for the first kind of real time. We actually got our first look at the devil demon eyeball AI program. So we're going to be infiltrating Sunfall, and there it is. Wow, that is way bigger than I thought. And this is the Shadow Carja's home base. We got a grip of machines on the way up here. Want to make sure I don't get seen. I don't know what we're gonna run into. We're probably gonna run into a gazillion dudes trying to get to the Orbital Launch Base, which we found out is underneath Sunfall somewhere. We don't know exactly where, but it's under there. Oh, yo, we got some dudes right here. It's like a little patrol. They're not showing up as orange. Those guys, I have no idea. I'm gonna keep quiet, yo. This is supposed to be the Shadow Carja base, right? Wouldn't these all be enemies? I have no idea. I'm pretty sure they are. They're Shadow Carja. Wouldn't they want to shoot me on sight? I'm a Nora. I don't know. They're not showing up orange. Maybe not. Well, I guess we did disable the focus network, but wouldn't they still be able to see and be like, hey, that's not a Shadow Carja. What is she doing here? I don't know, unless they let people just freely go. Let's run up on these cats. I don't think they're bad. I can't tell.
Sunfall. The Mad King Duran's summer palace. A bulwark of Carja might against the howling Forbidden West.
Thanks for the history lesson.
But they have no idea what lies beneath. We will learn much from this Aloy.
That's what I'm hoping.
And we do know that Silence worked with the Shadow Carja to some extent. So he kind of just told us that they don't know. Maybe they know that there's like a old one's tech bunker underneath Sunfall, but they don't know how to access it. And I'm really trying to figure out how we're just strolling up the front steps right now without getting attacked. I mean, that we did disable their focus network, you would think that they would be on super high alert. And they definitely know who Aloy is and what she looks like. You'd think I'd be enemy number one.
Fine goods for a fair price.
The Sun Ring. A proud tradition of Carja.
Stay off my focus.
If the eclipse catches you here, you'll be lucky if you survive long enough to wind up in that ring.
Dude, that gladiator ring is sick. I want to go down and get into that thing. You know for sure we're gonna somehow, Aloy's gonna somehow end up in that thing. They're showing that in a little cutscene. That thing was dope.
Now we get to see if your attack on their focus network was entirely successful.
What are you talking about? Did I crash the network or not?
What? Oh, did the game crash? Oh, we're back. We're back. I thought it crashed, yo. I thought the focus network crashed the game there for a second. Silence. In the meantime, circulate.
These are desperate times.
Outlanders! If you want to hear about today's bounties, head for the throne room. You're not going to make any shards by standing out here.
Remember your place, stranger.
Mercenary bottom feeders.
I'll take the shards, even if it means having to listen to Hephaestus.
I hear the Shadow Carja are looking for one of their own. Should pay well.
By the glory of the sun revealed. Behold, radiant Edaman, the one true Sun King, the light in shadow, whose will is light and whose light is law!
I command Lucius Hephaestus to speak in my behalf.
By the will of radiant Edaman does the sun glare down mercilessly upon the traitor Uthid. To the hunter who brings his head to us shall go a bounty of 500 shards.
More prisoners than royalty, don't you think?
Love
Love your hair.
Not only did the wretch conspire to
You and I need to
infiltrate
chat,
the Citadel
little huntress.
and assassinate
The green
one
tent
true
down
king,
in Shadowside.
but he refused
I'll
to
be waiting.
surrender when discovered
Kinda busy.
and fled. And in doing so, demonstrated wanton disregard for the safety
We both know
of
you're
the
no killer for
king's
hire.
subjects.
Uthid is innocent. So come see
Go
me
forth then,
while there's still time to save him.
do the will of the sun.
So, the way in I spoke of is right behind you.
You've got to be kidding.
Not at all. And you needn't worry about the Kestrels. They'll be too busy acting important to pay attention to you.
First time in the
Yourself.
Citadel, gotta see the sun ring from on high.
Well, the Kestrels.
Ah, they want us to see this, boy. It makes quite an impression.
This is insane.
The balustrade.
Nothing is forgiven.
It's a short drop from there.
I love how nobody's reacting to me just walking out of the little palace room where the king was talking. Like, come on, dude. Aloy's just gonna stroll on out of there, down the steps, past the guards. Nobody's gonna care at all.
The other side of the tower. Look for a vent.
I see you've been here before.
Obviously. Now, it's very important that you hear what I'm about to say. I've shown you the way in, but this humble vent marks a point of no return. Before you descend into the depths here, you should be fully committed, equipped, and focused. No distractions. If you have errands to run, do them first or hold your peace. I won't tolerate whining. Is that clear?
You'll tolerate what I give you, Silence. I didn't ask you along for the ride. I'm heading down.
I've spent a lifetime trying to uncover the secrets of this world. Where the machines came from. How the old ones achieved such marvels only to fall into silence and death. A lifetime of failure. As year by year, decade after decade, I hit walls I could not break, doors I could never breach.
Hello.
Until a Nora huntress marched out of the savage east. And voila, for her, all the deepest secrets of the earth were laid bare. I suspect you will have an easier time with this door than I did years ago.
Hold for identiscan. Genetic profile confirmed. Entry authorized. Malfunction. 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 Malfunction.
You kidding me?
You don't hear me laughing.
Shut up. There's gotta be another way. Hey! Elisabet Sobeck here! Requesting access!
Access request acknowledged. Root command functions available. Do you wish to proceed?
I do! Get me through this tour!
Analyzing. Primary access inoperable due to mechanical failure. Emergency venting procedure likely to circumvent blockage. Do you wish to proceed?
Yes.
Emergency venting authorized.
I underestimated. So by now,
Guess you can't have everything.
that will draw attention. We won't have this place to ourselves for long now.
We? Last I checked, I was the one risking my life down here.
Yes, fine. Now will you please get moving? There's so much to learn in less time than I'd hoped.
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn.
Zero Dawn. We found it.
Are you really so surprised?
Facility diagnostics detect multiple failures. Attempting repair.
So, what was this room?
An entrance hall, perhaps. Have a look around.
Please take a seat and wait for your name to be called. A selection of beverages and snacks are available.
smaller room.
Please proceed into viewing room 1 for an important message.
What was this place?
A holographic theater.
CD-01 data intact. Initiating playback.
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn. I am General Harris, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the United States of America. I'm sure you've heard the rumors that Zero Dawn is a top-secret super-weapons program, the technological miracle that will save us from the Pharaoh Plague, if Operation Enduring Victory can hold off the robots long enough. The reason I'm sure you've heard the rumors is that I'm the one who spread them, and they are all lies. Zero Dawn is not a super-weapons program, and it will not save us. Nothing will save us. And here's why. By the time the glitch was noticed, it was already too late. Nothing could stop the Pharaoh Plague. Nothing can. Its robots will continue to replicate and devour the biosphere. Life on Earth will be destroyed. Our planet reduced to a barren sphere. Global extinction is inevitable. No matter how many we kill, the robots just keep exponentially making more. If we had their deactivation codes, we could shut them all down, the entire swarm. But since their cryptographic protocols use polyphasic entangled waveforms, cracking a code set would take half a century. At best, we've got 16 months. Not exactly what you'd call a survival option. The destruction of a biosphere is not the sort of apocalypse you can wait out in a fallout shelter or a space station. There will be no Earth left to reclaim. Just a lifeless, toxic rock with several million Pharaoh robots on it, hibernating, waiting for something to eat. This is the horrible truth behind the lies of Operation Enduring Victory. My lies. Lies designed to inspire millions of innocents to sacrifice themselves in battle. Why? One reason. To buy time for you and the work you will do here. Zero Day. The day that life on Earth ceases to exist is coming fast. It cannot be stopped. The hope of Zero Dawn is that something new might come after. But I will leave it to Elisabet Sobeck to shine that thin ray of light into the darkness. Harris, out.
That doesn't make sense. Life on Earth didn't cease to exist.
He said it could not be stopped.
But it was. Somehow Elisabet saved us. I've got to keep looking. Find out how she did it.
So we're getting some more information. So Project Zero Dawn was not a weapon. It wasn't a big EMP like I was kind of thinking. We still don't know exactly what it was. Uh-oh. We got some enemies. We got some Shadow Carja that got in, and that dude somehow saw me. Get out of here, bro. You just got done repelling. There's no way you whipped your head around that quick. It saw me. Get out of here, bro. So we got a couple enemies. Can I get up here? Thank you, Aloy. Struggling. Let's get up here and take a look, see how many we got that kind of came down through the ventilation shaft. And that guy said he didn't know what this was. I'm surprised they didn't know about this. Like, wouldn't Hades have known about this place? He's known about all those other dig sites and Maker's Inn and everything like that where they're looking for information. So, wouldn't have Hades known about this? I feel like he should have known about this.
I don't understand why I was brought here. Why would you show me these things?
I know that there's already a lot to take in.
In the waiting area, I was seated with a Nobel laureate in biophysics and a monk, I think. He spoke neither English nor Mandarin. It is very strange. And General Harris? What was he talking about? The robot swarm? The Pharaoh Plague? I understand it is terrible. But it really cannot be stopped? Why tell us this? My family, they have joined Operation Enduring Victory already. It is for nothing? We will all die?
We're going to be able to answer some of these questions.
I just want to know why I am here. It doesn't make sense to me.
You were brought here because of your skill set.
No, that can't be right. I am an art historian. I know Dutch masters, Japanese calligraphy, Gerhard Richter. What does that matter now?
So it sounds like they were bringing certain people with certain backgrounds, scientists, and people of specific skill sets to the Orbital Launch Base, and it seems like they were kind of taken against their will.
It is accurate, yes. So these mechanical monstrosities, they don't just kill people. They feed... Not just people. All organic matter. Every living thing dissolved into nutrients. Millennia of evolution liquefied. The miracle of life reduced to bloody biofuel. In a word, yes. Who did this? Pharaoh? That arsehole. Is he here? No, Doctor. Please, tell him Tom Pate wants a word. Now, get off! Get off! Doctor, please! You get Ted Pharaoh in here!
Still sniffing around.
Want to discuss?
Whew. So Mama, she was right.
Pardon?
My mother, she took her Bible real serious. Not just Texas Bible serious, Pentecostal serious. Favorite chapter? Revelations. Now, I didn't always understand her on account of all that speaking in tongues and such, but when she did use the words, there was always end times this and a leak of fire. Lifestyles. Speaking of which, mind if I smoke? There was always end times this. Kind of sinful lifestyles. Speaking of which, mind if I smoke?
We're too close to the tribal crypt to stop us now. The data points, what do they contain?
I guess Aloy's not going to answer silence?
CD02 data intact. Initiating playback.
Elisabet Sobeck.
You've heard the bad news, and it's all true. The Pharaoh Plague is devouring the biosphere. Life itself will cease to exist. But does that have to be the end? What if we could give life a future? What if we could build a kind of seed from which, on a dead planet, life could blossom anew? This is the aim, the hope, of Project Zero Dawn. To create a super-intelligent, fully automated terraforming system and bring life back from lifelessness. What would such a system require? At its core, it would need a true AI, fully capable of making the trillions of decisions necessary to reconstitute the biosphere. An immortal guardian, devoted to the reflourishing of life. We call it Gaia. Mother Nature as an AI. But that's just the core of the system. She will need to be surrounded and empowered by a comprehensive suite of subordinate functions. Think of them as extensions of Gaia's mind, each dedicated to a specific purpose. Now, these aren't AIs, but make no mistake, each presents an engineering challenge more profound than anything the human species has ever before attempted. Hardware that preserves and then gestates the billions of seeds and embryos from which life will be reborn. The construction of underground facilities to hold it all. And that's just the start. We don't have to build the entire system. The beauty of a fully automated terraforming system is that it can build itself. Now, over the days to come, you'll learn how all these functions, all these pieces that you'll be working on, fit together. How we'll race the clock to execute our harvest initiatives, write the software, build the tech and the facilities. How we'll lock it down and seal it up before the inevitable occurs. But even more important, you'll know how it doesn't end here. How Gaia will generate those deactivation codes General Harris talked about. and build the transmission arrays to broadcast them, shutting down the Pharaoh robots for good. How Gaia will not just build, but imagine any conceivable robot it needs to do its work across centuries. From detoxifying the Earth's ravaged atmosphere and poisoned seas, to the regreening of the Earth from cryopreserved seed stalks, to rewilding the Earth with animal life. And then, when all that is done, how a new generation of human beings, spawned at cradle facilities around the globe, will partake of Apollo, the vast archive of human knowledge and cultural achievement from which they will learn of us, our world, and most important, how not to repeat our mistakes. It's not an impossible dream. It is within our grasp if we work tirelessly and stop at nothing to achieve it. We can't stop life from ending. But if you will help me, help Gaia, we can give it a future. Join me and help make that future real.
The whole Earth destroyed, but then remade?
Yes. By a machine. A machine of creation.
Elisabet did this. For life, for us. But why Hades then? If it was part of Gaia, how did it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh robot? And why does it want to kill me? And Apollo, the archive of knowledge, what happened to that?
I'm as confused as you are. Maybe the answers lie ahead.
So we finally got the answers that we've been looking for, or at least some of them. Aloy had some more questions that I definitely had as well about the Apollo program and all the past world's history and everything, the advanced technology. We obviously did not find that because we're still living in a primitive age. But we found out that basically Project Zero Dawn was not an EMP, it wasn't a super weapon. The robot plague was going to happen regardless, and the Earth was pretty much destroyed. But it sounds like Elisabet Sobeck and a bunch of different doctors and people from different disciplines came together. They built Gaia, an AI terraforma system. They basically rebuilt Earth from the ground up. And then also Gaia, she created all the machines that we see around the world today. And they are helping, every single day, they are helping keep the Earth and the atmosphere and the re-terraformer process going and keeping everything in balance. It seemed like from Elisabet Sobeck's kind of little speech about them. It was only like a short little blurb though. One thing that definitely stood out, and then Aloy had her little sentence about Hades, is we saw how Gaia was the center, the core of this terraforming system, but then there was a bunch of spokes that these doctors and scientists, that was going to be their little group, a little arm and a leg of Gaia to help with the entire process. And one of those was Hades. Hades was one of the names that was in that list. So that has to be the same Hades that we're encountering now. Aloy touched on that, why did Hades go against Gaia? We still don't know the answer to that, and we have no idea. What branch was Hades? Was Hades some sort of technological branch? Maybe he was the military branch. I kind of doubt that after the whole Pharaoh robot thing that they would want a military branch, but maybe he was a part of the military branch. You have General Harry's. Maybe he was like, hey, no, we need to have military tech go forward. They need to know about this stuff. Because we know Hades, we've actually encountered him now. It's definitely an AI program of some sort. So maybe he was like, yo, we got these Pharaoh robots in the ground, Gaia. We can use those to help rebuild our military and our security force, something like that. I don't know, I'm just guessing here. And they clashed, maybe? I don't know, man. Hades went off the deep end because homie, after encountering him, doesn't really seem like a good AI. Definitely like a corrupted virus, I don't know, AI program of some sort. I don't know how he was ever a part of the whole Gaia outlook, the spoke, one of her spokes that we need. We don't know what the Hades program was. We don't know that yet. hopefully we do find that out, and that might give us a little bit more idea, a little bit more clues as to what happened. I just feel like there has to have been some problems rolling this out. It definitely doesn't seem like it went just totally peachy 100%, because nobody, at least to my knowledge, has found the Apollo program. That's the first time we've heard about it. Silence hasn't mentioned that at all, and we're obviously still living in a primitive world. So the rollout of this terraformist system definitely did not go fully to plan, at least it seems like so far. So now we also learned that basically that Gaia was going to repopulate the Earth after all the terraforming and all that stuff happened and made it livable again. But it seems to me that Gaia basically probably just used the DNA. They saved the DNA of all these doctors and scientists and educators and military personnel and Elisabet Sobeck. That would make sense. Now we know that, like, she's not really our mom, but Gaia used Elisabet Sobeck's DNA to make Aloy at one of the birthing centers. That's what the Mother of the Mountain is. Now we know what that is. That has to be one of the little birthing centers that Elisabet Sobeck was talking about during that Gaia presentation. And then that also makes me think that the cauldrons that we've encountered, that is Gaia's robot factories. That's where she's making all the robots and bringing them up to do their jobs.
Intruder! Get her!
Goodbye, quiet approach.
Don't die now.
Where did these dudes even come from? Red, dude. That's 3 boss dudes. Get out of here. We gotta bomb them. Lob City. Yo, that was a good one. These dudes are just sitting back there. I'm gonna camp and just lob these suckers. They're not gonna push up on me. We out of ammo. We gotta craft some blast bombs. Heck, they're just sitting back there, dude. I'll take it. Oh, as I say that, this dude rolls up on us. Heads up. Yo, I'm into the wall. Back up, Aloy. This dude rolled up on us randomly. They were chilling in the back. They heard me talking. They heard me talking smack. So then they had to run up on me. Let's take this dude out. Then we can use his little fire starter, fire striker, whatever the heck that heavy gun's called, and go ham on the other dudes.
Face the sun's judgment! Oh, son, guide this to my...
Power's down.
Is there another route?
I've done this before. Just need my focus.
Zero Dawn. It is art, in a way. An expression on the grandest scale. But there is so much unfairness. Why was I chosen? Was it decided by committee? By algorithm? My family will be saved because I happen to graduate in art history? Is this right?
Dr. Sobeck? Christina Sobeck?
Yes?
Here we go.
I met a man, another historian. His views on Bauhaus and the new materialists. But he once attended one of my talks. Another unfair chance. Of all the many people in that auditorium, that we should both be here now. And yet, I feel more accepting of my fate. No, it is not fair, not at all. But for the sake of my family, for the sake of art. Art is alive. It must be able to speak from beyond history and echo in the future, not perish into oblivion. This opportunity, I must do this.
It's pretty interesting to hear these kind of different thoughts from the people that were a part of Project Zero Dawn, kind of taken away from their lives and saved where everybody else was going to die. So we got this first one down, or at least I think. It should be... Yeah, okay, cool, yo. We're good to go. Now, this other side, we're missing one of the things. I'm guessing we're going to have to go find something. Yeah, Aloy just said there's a part missing.
I'm done with Brett's incompetence, okay? Somehow, he managed to install an H-emitter node backwards. Everything's in reverse. I don't get paid to clean up Brett's messes. If you want it fixed, send him up to storage for a new emitter, not me. Parker out.
Parker out. Yeah, Brett, you friggin' jabroni. putting this in incorrectly. Parker ain't going up to storage, you bum. So we gotta go find an emitter or whatever the heck she was talking about. Parker out. So that lady, though, that we did listen to, she was an art history major, so I'm guessing she was a part of the kind of little Apollo group with, you know, all our knowledge, our advancements that obviously nobody has found. Well, at least I don't think anybody's found. We're still here in the kind of dark age. Maybe the eclipse, the shadow eclipse, maybe they found it. Who knows? Coolio, we got the emitter. Now we got to get back. Do I go down? Is that the quickest way? Okay, sweet. We're right back down here. Let's put this sucker in, then we'll be able to do this code. But I'm going to be interested to learn kind of what... I mean, there was like a ton of different spokes. There was like 12 of them. So I'm interested to find out what each of them do. I hope we do find out what each of them does. And this code is taking forever. Brett's punk ass. Brett put it in backwards. I don't know. I've been on here for a hot minute on this thing, though, and I think I finally figured it out. So at first I thought you had to go, you know, maybe start on the right-hand end and work down to the left. And then I thought the order was backwards, so you had to start from the bottom of the board, which you do. You have to start from the bottom of the board. But the symbols are also backwards as well. Brett really screwed up. So that means that up is down is up, left is right, right is left. So you got to do the opposite. And we're starting at the bottom of the board, I'm pretty sure. I'm 100% sure. It's got to be the opposite symbol, start on the bottom of the board. So the first one is that bottom arrow, but that's actually down. And we messed this one up. So that, instead of being right, needs to be left, and we should be good. Are we finally good? Oh my goodness, Brett, you suck, dude. Step your game up, Brett.
Eclipse. They're here.
Avoid contact.
Lines look good.
Gaia. It's up there. Second floor.
Can you reach it?
So much for avoiding contact.
There are a grip of dudes, bro. Can I go back for those fire spitters? Of course I can. Look at it sitting behind the door. It's mocking me. Damn, okay, these dudes are rolling up on me real quick. Man, I should have tried to bring one of them fire spitters through the door. We got a little boss dude and a couple little thugs. At least we don't have three. Oh, okay, we got 2 boss dudes instead of 3. We had 3 in the last room, and now we got 2 in this room. Here's our first victim. Come on, bud. You can't go off by yourself. Take that kidney shot. What? How are they aware of me? Did they see me? I swear I was behind like a wall or whatever the heck these like ice crystal cones are sticking out of the ground. These dudes are rolling up. Get beat down, boy. Get beat down. He can't handle it. We stunning him every single hit. Get beat. Oh, wow. Okay, that hit actually did a decent amount of our health. But get beat down. We got one last guy. He don't want it. I'm just going melee. There's no point in wasting the arrows. Dude, we are melting. The heavy strikes are going off. Uh-oh, we got another. Was that another guy? I saw like a little. Holy smokes. Where do these dudes come from? They just spawn in? They're just appearing out of nowhere. Are they all squeezing through one vent? All these dudes are coming through the ventilation shafts? I highly doubt there's this many vents throughout this entire little underground little orbital launch base, man. Come on now. Stop it, game. Look at these guys. That guy, is he behind glass? I don't know. We'll try it. I can't tell. Looks like he's behind. Nope, he ain't behind glass. It looked like it. Oh, come on. You don't see that dead body up there, bud. His spidey sense is tingling. He's got eyes in the back of his head. Look at it. He's going over there, dude. Oh, the other guy on the catwalk. He's going to see that body for sure. There he is. Oh, dude, my boy's down. Yeah, well, now you're down too. I'm trying to figure out how these dudes on the ground are seeing these dudes up top. Come on. That's fake.
Let's do this. That's the last of them. Or not.
Damn, yo! We got a couple of bosses. Oh, snap. Okay. Whoa. They have, like, the better heavy guns. Man, these dudes are just coming out the woodwork. They keep spawning in. I'm about to die here. We gotta pop some health.
moment, anyway.
Then get moving. You have to find Gaia.
Hello, I'm Margot Shen, and this is Hephaestus. As the name might tip you off, this is going to be the subordinate function that Gaia will use to make lots and lots of robots. Her personal forge. Except, it's not that simple. So you probably noticed that only about a third of you are robotics engineers. The rest, experts in machine cognition, virtual heuristics, that stuff. Well, that's because we aren't going to be the ones designing and building robots. The last thing we want is to burden Gaia with a bunch of outmoded 21st century designs. Waste of time. Our purpose is to empower Gaia to build the robots, and not just build, imagine, from scratch. Any robot she needs for any conceivable purpose, designed and fabricated at a snap of a finger. Hers. Her finger. So, Hephaestus isn't really the forge. It's more like the knowledge of craft and ingenuity of a mastersmith to wield the hammer. Encoded as software. Virtual creativity made real. Gaia's already learning. In simulation, she's doing some very creative things with fractal assembly and animal morphologies. Her designs aren't about to win the Liam Prize anytime soon, but hey, everyone has to start somewhere. So, yes, time to get started. Let's do this.
I don't get it.
Which part? It's a little technical.
I've seen these shapes before. In cauldrons.
But of course, the birthing places of Gaia's machines.
I love how Aloy just asked the question and then answered her own, confusion 15 seconds later. I don't know what there isn't to get. It makes pretty much sense to me. Gaia's making the robots. Those guys are just there to kind of give her the tools to do so, and probably made the cauldrons and build all those. I'm guessing that's what happened. Elisabet Sobeck's office, but it's sealed off. And we got more clips. These dudes are all over the place. Oh my goodness. Holy moly. We got a couple bosses for sure. There's one already tagged. There's definitely one over on the right. I already see the big gun. A gazillion dudes. So I'm guessing we're going to have to work through them to get to Elisabet Sobeck's office, and that's where Gaia's at. We're trying to get to Gaia.
Welcome to Apollo, the collective memory of the human species and the wellspring of knowledge for future generations. I am Samina Ebaji. Until recently, I was director of the International Collective Memory Institute in New Tehran. As a heritage professional, I devoted my career to the preservation of human knowledge, creative endeavor, and cultural achievement. Apollo is, therefore, the ultimate embodiment of a lifelong passion, albeit under the very worst circumstances imaginable. The challenges before us are immense. Specifically,
all of this lost.
And implement 4 major
the ancients' greatest gift to us.
First,
greatest? How about the fact we exist at all?
Facilities around the world ensuring redundancy. Second,
you of all people should know that.
Were any of you guys able to make out what Silence and Aloy were just talking about? Samina won't shut up back there. Good God, that Apollo intro is 5 minutes long. They were talking over each other. The game should have just shut her up and allowed me to hear what... I have no idea what Aloy and Silence are talking about. I mean, Silence was just doing his normal thing, you know. Aloy, ignorance is a curse. Get to the focus network. Focus on Gaia, Aloy. Dude, this thing wrecks the bow. The big dudes, the bosses, they actually used to take a couple hits earlier on in the game, but now we are melting in 2 hits, even 1 hit. A few of them, if I can actually get a dome shot, but that's not likely because I suck at aiming.
What's that?
before they shatter.
Oh, we're choking. That dude has no idea where we're at. Oh my god, we're choking another shot. And another one, dude. What is this? I'm hitting servers. I'm hitting everything but this cat. Hitting walls and hitting the ground, dude. Hitting the ceiling. I just need to melee everybody. I can't aim. There we go. Finally hitting a shot.
On once more.
In what should have been a cave of wonders.
Welcome to Hades, Zero Dawn's extinction failsafe protocol, the ultimate killer app. Now, I know what you're thinking. The purpose of Gaia is to resurrect life. So why give her a subordinate function, only purpose of which is to wipe out life all over again? I mean, what? Just plumb crazy, ain't it? Well, no, it isn't. Reconstituting a biosphere? That's a tall order. Tech smart as Gaia may be, odds are she won't get it right the first time. I mean, imagine you're Gaia, 200 years from now, and this new biosphere you're growing, it's all gone wrong. Alkalines are skyrocketing, coniferous forests eroding under the lash of superstorms that would have drowned Noah. It's chaos, a spinning top that won't stop wobbling. Now what are you gonna do? Release phase 1 organisms into that hot mess? Hope their CO2 and methane can balance out what you got started? Hell no. What you're gonna do, Gaia, is step aside while Hades takes over and does what you're just too darn nurturing and life-loving to do, which is burn that misbegotten mess of a biosphere to the ground so Gaia can start over. Okay, not burn, more like reverse terraforming operations and suffocate it. But you get the idea. Hades takes the biosphere back to zero. Square one, blank slate. And then, only then, does it hand the steering wheel back to Gaia and say, try again, old girl. And better this time, or we'll have to do this again. That's Hades. It's pretty badass when you think about it. Extinction on demand. Death on speed dial. All for the greater good, of course, but still, kind of metal. So welcome to Hades. Welcome to the void.
Okay, so if that's the original purpose of Hades, why does it want me extinct?
We need more data.
And how does it end up in the wreckage of a pharaoh titan, getting worshipped by the Eclipse like some kind of god?
I'm learning as you are, Aloy. Keep searching.
So Hades is a failsafe protocol. Basically, if Gaia messes up, he wipes everything out, and then he's supposed to hand the reins back off to Gaia to try again. Oh sweet, Hades protocol. Let's take a look at this. Tate here, just popped 3 blues, but I earned it. Finally figured out a Goldilocks solution to Gaia's rather extreme executive authority. If that ain't worth 10 to 12 hours of dream time, what is? Before this, every usuperation? I don't know. Protocol I designed failed in simulation because it was either too hard or too soft. That's what she said. Too hard, and it degraded the Gaia core. Sure, it pried her figurative fingers off the figurative driving wheel so Hades could take control, but by breaking her fingers, sometimes her arms too, so that couldn't fly. Everything depends on Gaia taking control back after Hades has done its business, so had to find a solution that didn't leave Gaia any worse for the wear. Too soft, and Gaia only pretended to relinquish control. In simulation after simulation, Hades would take command of the terraforming system and reverse operations, only to have Gaia lurk in the background, quietly revising processes and false-safing telemetry to hide its interference. Sneaky. I swear, ain't nothing Gaia wouldn't do to keep life going, even when it's just simulated plant life. Turns out the just right solution is to isolate Gaia in a protective code shell, preserving its integrity, then unseat it from command position so Hades can slip into the figurative captain's chair and work its magic. Those blues are coming on strong now, so I'm not really describing it so clear, but pretty sure it'll work. Yeah, those blues are plenty strongs. Guess it's time to sleep in bed. I'll back to it tomorrow, alligators. Looked like they had Travis Tate popping pills, bro. Doesn't look like he was the right guy to really be heading up the Hades protocol, which was a huge part of the entire Gaia system.
Welcome to Eleuthia, the crown and king of Gaia's subordinate functions. For it is by Eleuthia that the human race will continue to exist. I am Patrick Brochard-Klein, the Alpha in charge of this program. Now let one thing be perfectly clear from the outset. Eleuthia is not a genetic engineering project. Our goal is to preserve the human genome, not alter it. A snapshot of human genetic diversity, literally frozen in time. The genetic quintessence of our species, unmodified. Under my watch, our activities and initiatives will comply with the 2034 clone provisions and the 2048 Rally Accords. Now that may seem a quaint, even trivial concern to you in light of present circumstances, but as one of the authors of the Accords, it is far from trivial to me. The practical challenges before us are staggering in scope and complexity, but not insurmountable. No. Global collation and provisional storage of zygotes, perfection of exogenic technologies, design and perfection of servitors, to provide nurture and inculcation during early child development. All of these program components must and will proceed in tandem. To say nothing of the breakneck construction of cradle facilities at sites around the world. So, si vous êtes prêts, let us begin.
So we pretty much just had it 100% clarified. We are clones. All the people here, we are clones of previous people, which we already kind of knew and theorized way back when. I was kind of thinking maybe we're a clone of Elisabet Sobeck. So all the humans running around now, we were born in these cradle facilities.
Cradle facilities. Elisabet said a new generation of humans would be spawned inside such places.
She did.
All Mother Mountain. It was one of them?
There's only one way to be sure.
The hatch wouldn't open. Something about a corrupted Alpha registry. I need to search Elisabet's office.
Well, we should be able to get that door open now. Can't we just override it and say we're Elisabet Sobeck? That's what we did with this door. I mean, I would think. I'm sure we'll probably try the exact same thing.
Pure logic won't cut it, Ted. To pull this off, Gaia's going to need to have some skin in the game. It has to care.
What if it runs amok? Have we learned nothing from our mistakes?
Your mistakes, I think you mean?
All I'm saying is, give it a kill switch.
She was just born, Ted. I'm not gonna put a gun to her head while she's still in the cradle.
You talk like it's a child. What if it becomes a monster?
Elisabet, may I speak outside protocol?
Of course, Gaia, go on.
I'm sorry to contradict you, but Mr. Pharaoh's argument is sound. At this point, the development of my psyche is not entirely predictable. To ensure preservation of life, a hardwired override is, I believe, a necessary safeguard.
There. Satisfied, Ted?
Jeez, Liz, just do what it says.
So Elisabet Sobeck complained to Ted Pharaoh that his Pharaoh robots didn't have a kill switch, and now she doesn't want to put a kill switch on Gaia? Anybody with half a brain would put a kill switch on Gaia, just in case. Are you kidding me, Elisabet Sobeck? Step your frickin' game up.
Looks like it used to hold something. Some component that got removed.
Bots would benefit from antilopine morphologies, though caprid forms show superior load-bearing capability.
You're a quick study, Gaia.
Dr. Sobeck, as I have conducted this comparative analysis of mammalian morphologies, I've gathered extensive data on the quaternary extinction event.
Oh? And your assessment? Gaia?
Logically speaking, the extinction was a natural consequence.
And yet,
I find the loss of megafaunal species unaccountably sad. That they passed forever into oblivion causes me to experience a grief that
That is difficult to describe. Am I malfunctioning?
No, Gaia, you're not. This is good. It's very good.
Well, that's pretty cool to see. So we're seeing that Gaia looks like starting to develop emotions of some sort, you know, early on in her development.
You will undergo a brief period of unconsciousness during relocation to Prime and final instatement.
Elisabet, may I speak outside protocol?
When you're back up and running at the new site, we'll bring the subordinate functions online and see where we stand.
Elisabet, I detect distress. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
I realize that circumstances compel us to launch earlier than we hoped, but all subsystems are operational. The odds stand in our favor.
But what if... Gaia, there's nothing left out there. You can't even survive unless you're wearing an environmental suit. There are billions dead, in fear and agony. What if it was all for nothing?
Elisabet, extinction was inevitable. Thanks to you, life will have a future.
You really believe that?
I believe in you, Elisabet. In you, all things.
Rip the rest of that message. Well, they had to launch early, so maybe that's why there was some things that went wrong with Hades, because they weren't quite ready and they had to launch earlier than expected. Odyssey has failed. Uh-oh. I see Apollo right there. Some terrible news, I'm afraid. Far Zenith has informed me that the Odyssey mission has failed. Last night, telemetry indicated a catastrophic antimatter containment failure as the drive spun up to depart the solar system. The ship, its crew, its cargo of the zygotes and seeds, its alpha build of Apollo, all were lost. Well, there you go. Now we know the fate of Apollo. Zero Dawn is now the only hope for the continuation of the human species and earthly life. We must succeed, Elisabet. So the Apollo build was destroyed. That's why it was never found.
The Alpha Registry master file.
Intact?
Yeah. No signs of corruption.
Then what are you waiting for? Copy the file.
With this, I can restore the registry at the hatch inside Allmother. Open it. Go inside.
And grasp the secrets within.
Where I was born. Maybe who gave birth to me.
Who? Are you really so naive? There will be no who waiting for you there, Aloy. Whatever birthed you into the world was a what, not a who.
You bastard.
Oh no, I had a legitimate birth. It's you, Aloy, who are the creation of a machine. But what kind of machine and why? Why were you created?
Eclipse.
You need to get out of there. What you found is too valuable. You're too valuable.
Still alive. Good. I have a more suitable death in mind for you, child.